Hello everybody, welcome to Where's the Popcorn? My name is Simon Poole and today I'm going to talk about the film Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice. The second movie in the DCEU, that's the DC Extended Universe. This movie did well at the box office by making almost $900 million, but unfortunately it only got 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. What I'm going to do on this episode is review Batman vs Superman and summarize the movie. This will have spoilers, just letting you know, just in case. And also to compare it to the second MCU movie, because I think to see where Batman vs Superman went wrong is to compare it to The Incredible Hulk. It'll make sense, just go with it. And to see what should have changed to make this movie better. Obviously, we get the Batman origin story of his parents' death at the start of the movie, and it shows the Superman Zod fight from Man of Steel that Bruce is there and for some reason and tries to help as much as possible. I think he did mention a reason, but I can't remember, which this is what made Bruce say how Superman is dangerous. And Lex Luthor doesn't seem to look, feel, or sound dangerous in this movie. He just seems like that annoying kid in high school. You know, we all have that one annoying kid. But at the end of the movie, he does seem kind of dangerous. I feel like the hair made him annoying, but he became evil because he was bald. I don't think I'll ever understand how Lex knew how to make Doomsday. I don't know how he knew or what, but I'm confused by that. Did they mention it in the movie and I forgot it or something? I don't know. The Martha thing. When I saw this movie in the cinema, it took me up to that point to realize that Bruce and Clark's mum have the same first name. Also, we all know that Martha thing was stupid. The fight between Batman and Superman lasted maybe a few minutes. I didn't time it, but for a 2.5 hour movie, it took, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes of that fight scene for a movie that basically just says Batman vs Superman. Bruce's origin story lasted longer. Doomsday then runs amok, where we see Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman face him, with Superman killing Doomsday and dying in the process, with the end of the movie implying that Superman really isn't dead, or something. The movie wasn't good. If what I heard is correct, the main problem was studio interference, but I can't confirm that. So let's compare it with the MCU for a bit. Incredible Hulk didn't do as well as Batman vs Superman because it just made $250 million at the box office. But Rotten Tomatoes did give it 67%. The Hulk only had one superhero in it. Robert Downey Jr. did appear at the end credits, reprising his role of Tony Stark from the first MCU movie, that being Iron Man. And they did tease Captain America in a deleted scene, but the movie just had one superhero, that being the Hulk. How many did Batman vs Superman have? 6. 6 superheroes. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg. For a second movie for a movie universe, that's 5 too many. Granted, Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg weren't on for long, but still. They also had a character who we did later find out in the Snyder cut of Justice League to be Martian Manhunter, but I won't count him. And they also teased Joker as well, who at the time of the movie had already killed Robin, who they also teased. They also had 2 villains, Lex Luthor and Doomsday. Although I don't know if you want to count Zod, seems it was his dead body. And Doomsday did look really awful. For a high-budget film, it makes no sense why he looks so much better in the Smallville and Krypton TV shows than he does here. Incredible Hulk only had Abomination. Batman vs Superman should have done what the Hulk did, focus on one hero and one villain. And that's why I think they should have just done a Batman movie. That's it, just a simple Batman movie. Pick any Batman story in his history and just go with it. Just don't pick one with the Joker. The Joker is a great villain. I love the Joker, don't get me wrong, but I think we should focus on different villains from Batman's rogues gallery. When this movie came out in 2016, we hadn't seen a live-action movie of characters like Clayface, Black Mask, Hugo Strange, Firefly, Man-Bat, plenty more. But for this movie, I think we should have focused on the Hush storyline. There are some rumors I've heard that the Batman movie, will have the Hush storyline. So it is definitely movie-worthy. I won't spoil the Hush storyline too much because I would recommend you reading it. The Hush wouldn't need to rely on too much CGI to pull off. We don't need to follow the whole storyline like the comics because it has more villains. They can easily change it so they can focus on just the one hero and one villain. You can start the movie just like Batman vs. Superman did with the whole Bruce and his parents thing. You could also use the young Bruce again for other flashbacks that does happen with the Hush storyline. At the end of the movie, after the end credits, you can show the Superman and Zod fight with Bruce being there. At the end of the movie, after the end credits, you can show the Batman and Zod fight with Bruce being there. You know, the scenes that you saw in Batman vs. Superman, kind of like teasing another movie instead of it just being, crap. And we'll do the next in the DCEU movie, order. We'll have a Wonder Woman movie, then a Flash movie, a Cyborg movie, and then finally an Aquaman movie. After these movies, we can actually know these characters and sympathize with them. So we can have the team-up movie, which can be called Justice League Batman vs. Superman, but get rid of the whole Martha thing. Have the Batman vs. Superman fight last longer than a hiccup. Have Doomsday in the movie, but not as a cross-DNA of Zod and Lex, and make him look good, please. Tease Lex Luthor for a solo Superman movie. Have Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, and Wonder Woman try to take on Doomsday, but realize that they can't take him on their own, and try to convince Batman and Superman to team with them to take on Doomsday, and end the movie with a Darkseid tease for another future movie. The main problem with the DCEU was Warner Brothers trying to play catch-up with the MCU by putting all their eggs in one basket. And the annoying thing is, there was nothing stopping Warner Brothers from doing their own universe, because they've owned the DC rights since, according to Wikipedia, 1969. If Warner Brothers was patient, they could have struck gold. They did copy some of the MCU stuff, but just too soon into the DCEU where it didn't make sense. 15 DCEU movies as of me talking, with the last one, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, coming out any day now. 7 of those movies were rated rotten on the Rotten Tomatoes website, with Batman vs. Superman being the second worst. The worst one was Suicide Squad, which I will get to soon. So, what do you think? Was DCEU doomed to fail? Do you think my ideas would have worked, or do you have a better idea? Find me through nodandwink.com, that's NODNWNC.com, to let me know. I've been Simon Poole, this has been Where's the Popcorn, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.